Stanley Baker's journey in film was a testament to the power of perseverance and talent. From humble beginnings, he rose to become one of the most respected actors of his time. His performances were noted for their intensity and authenticity, earning him critical acclaim and a loyal audience. Not just an actor, Baker also produced films that have stood the test of time, leaving a lasting impression on the industry. His work continues to inspire actors and filmmakers alike, proving that dedication to one's craft can lead to extraordinary achievements. Stanley Baker was a Welsh actor and producer known for his tough guy roles in movies during the 1950s and 1960s. His work in films like Hell Drivers and Zulu showcased his talent and helped him become a familiar face in the industry. Now we're curious to know about your connection with Stanley Baker. When did you first notice him? What qualities do you think make him a lasting figure in film? And we'd love to hear your most special memory or experience linked to Stanley Baker. Your stories and memories are valuable to us, so please share them in the comments. Stay tuned because we have many surprising, amusing, and even some sad facts to share about Stanley Baker. Keep watching to discover more about this memorable star of the silver screen. Stanley Baker grew up in a coal mining community in Wales where his father was a miner. His family was not wealthy, and the area was known for its hard-working people. From a young age, Baker showed an interest in acting. He was encouraged by his school teachers who saw his potential. They played a significant role in his early development as an actor. Baker also found inspiration in the films he watched as a child, which fueled his passion for the craft. His determination led him to pursue acting as a career, despite the challenges of his upbringing. He became one of the most respected actors of his time, known for his powerful performances and strong presence on screen. Stanley Baker was a Welsh actor and producer who became one of the United Kingdom's most popular film stars in the late 1950s and 1960s. He was known for his tough guy roles in films like Hell Drivers, Zulu, and Robbery. Baker helped change the film industry by choosing roles that broke away from the traditional British hero. He often played complex characters with a rough edge, which was different from the usual clean-cut image of British actors at the time. His work in Zulu as Lieutenant John Chard was significant because it showed a more realistic and human side of military figures, which was not common in films of that era. Baker also contributed to the industry as a producer, bringing important stories to the screen like The Italian Job. His production company helped to start the careers of other actors and filmmakers. Baker's influence extended beyond his death in 1976, as he set a new standard for film heroes and opened doors for more varied and realistic characters in British cinema. His legacy continues to inspire actors and filmmakers today. Stanley Baker, the Welsh actor, found his passion for acting quite early in life. As a young boy, he was fascinated by the stories and characters he saw in films and plays. His interest turned into a deep passion when he joined a local drama group. There, he discovered the joy of performing and the power of storytelling. He was particularly moved by the way audiences reacted to performances, the laughter, tears, and applause. This connection with the audience was what drove him to pursue acting as a career. He realized that through acting, he could explore different lives and emotions and bring stories to life. This realization came to him during a school play where he received his first round of applause, a moment that stayed with him and confirmed his desire to become an actor. Stanley Baker's work had been out of the spotlight for a while, but now, thanks to DVDs and Blu-rays, a new group of fans are discovering his movies. He played Attalus in Alexander the Great, which was special because it was the only film he made with his longtime friend Richard Burton. They had known each other since their teenage years. Later, Burton provided the voiceover for Baker's film Zulu in 1964. Baker was not just an actor, he also started his own companies to make movies. He created Diamond Films for Zulu and then formed another company called Oakhurst Productions. Stanley Baker, the actor, faced many challenges in his early career. He grew up in a poor family and had to work various jobs to support himself. In the acting industry, people were doubtful of his talent because he came from a working-class background and did not fit the usual actor profile. Despite these difficulties, Stanley was determined. He took on different roles and worked hard to improve his acting skills. His efforts paid off as he delivered strong performances that won over audiences and critics. This success helped him secure more significant roles and establish a successful career. His story shows that with hard work and determination, one can overcome tough situations and succeed. Stanley Baker's career was marked by collaborations with directors who had faced political challenges in the United States. He worked with Joseph Losey and Sion Field, both of whom found refuge in England during the era of blacklisting in Hollywood. Baker's keen eye for talent led him to remember a young Michael Caine from their time together in a hill in Korea. Recognizing Caine's potential, Baker offered him a significant role in Zulu, a film he was producing. This move helped to elevate Caine's career. In The Guns of Navarone, Baker played the character of Chief Petty Officer Butcher Brown, reuniting with Gregory Peck and James Robertson Justice. The trio had shared the screen before in Captain Horatio Hornblower RN, where the roles of command were reversed, showcasing Baker's ability to adapt to different on-screen dynamics. Stanley Baker was a Welsh actor and producer known for his tough guy roles in various British films. His career saw a significant turn with the film Helldrivers in 1957, where his performance as a rugged lorry driver received praise. This role set the stage for his future success. Another major moment was his role in Zulu in 1964, which he also co-produced. The film was a critical and commercial success, showcasing his talent both in front of and behind the camera. His peers and critics noted his strong screen presence and ability to bring depth to his characters. Collaborators often spoke of his dedication and skill in bringing stories to life, influencing the British film industry during his time. Stanley Baker took on the role of Attalus in the film Alexander the Great, where he, along with Richard Burton and other actors, underwent extensive makeup to appear smooth-skinned. Earning a significant salary of £120,000 per film, Baker enjoyed a lifestyle that included a spacious house in London, a vacation home in Spain, and private schooling for his children. He ventured into the business side of cinema by founding Diamond Films Limited. The company saw initial success with the film Zulu, but subsequent projects failed to perform well, leading to the company's closure. Stanley Baker was known for his strong presence and ability to bring depth to his characters. He often chose roles that challenged social norms and explored human nature. His approach was to fully understand the character's background, which allowed him to portray them with authenticity. Baker's own life experiences, growing up in a working-class family, and facing early hardships influenced his performances. He brought a sense of reality to his characters, making them relatable to audiences. His unique style lay in his commitment to each role, often going beyond the script to add layers to his character, making his performances memorable. Stanley Baker, a respected actor, was honored in his birth village when his family opened a lounge in his memory at the local rugby club. His career included roles in various films, including 2 with Hammer Films, known for their horror movies. However, Baker's roles in Hell is a City and Yesterday's Enemies were not in the horror genre, but were a crime noir and a World War II thriller, respectively. In the film Zulu Dawn, originally intended for Baker, the role was ultimately played by Burt Lancaster. Stanley Baker was a Welsh actor and producer known for his powerful presence on screen and his ability to bring depth to his roles. He played a key part in British cinema during the 1950s and 1960s. His work in films like Helldrivers and Zulu showed his skill in portraying complex characters. He was one of the first actors to form his own production company, which allowed him to have more control over his projects. This move inspired other actors to take similar steps in their careers. Experts say Baker's approach to acting and film production paved the way for future generations to explore creative freedom in the industry. His dedication to his craft and his willingness to take on challenging roles made him a respected figure among his peers and those who followed in his footsteps. Stanley Baker, a talented actor, had plans to produce the film Zulu Dawn in 1979. He shared a close bond with director Joseph Losey, who considered Baker one of his 2 preferred leading actors, alongside Dirk Bogarde. Despite working together on several films, a rumor of dislike between Baker and Bogarde surfaced during the filming of Accident in 1967, directed by Losey. This was later dispelled by Bogarde, who expressed his fondness for Baker after his passing. Baker's early life was spent mostly in England, having moved there from Wales with his family in the mid-1930s. Stanley Baker was known for his love of Wales, his birthplace. He supported Welsh culture and was a patron of the arts. He He helped young actors and funded scholarships. Baker was also a family man, devoted to his wife and children. His work often reflected his strong values, such as justice and integrity, seen in his choice of roles that often fought for what was right. Off-screen, he was known for his kindness and generosity, always willing to lend a hand or support a cause. He was involved in various charities, especially those aimed at helping children and the underprivileged. His legacy continues through the Stanley Baker Trust, which supports the arts and education in Wales. Stanley Baker, a talented actor, once had the chance to become James Bond in Dr. No, but said no to a long contract. Later, he wanted to be a Bond villain, showing he might have changed his mind. His family faced tough times. His dad lost his leg in a mining accident and couldn't work until the war. His brother, also a miner, passed away from lung disease caused by the mines. Stanley's own life ended in a hospital in Malaga, Spain, where he lost his battle with cancer. Stanley Baker was known for his strong screen presence and dedication to his craft. He often played tough, gritty roles and brought a sense of realism to his performances. His work inspired many actors who came after him. For those looking to follow in his footsteps, he advised always being true to the character, working hard, and respecting the art of storytelling. He believed in the power of film to reflect society and often chose roles that challenged social norms. As for his future, he aimed to support new talent and contribute to meaningful projects that have a positive effect on audiences. His guidance for newcomers was to learn continuously, be patient, and stay passionate about acting. Stanley Baker was known for his integrity, especially when it came to his professional commitments. His early days in the acting world were not easy, and he faced many challenges trying to secure film roles. However, his persistence paid off just before he turned 22, landing him the part of the bosun in the film Captain Horatio Hornblower. Later, he was in the running to portray James Bond in Dr. No, a role that ultimately went to his Hell Drivers co-star Sean Connery. Stanley Baker's career was driven by a deep love for acting and a desire to push the boundaries of his craft. From his early days on stage to his powerful performances on screen, he showed a relentless commitment to his roles. His work not only entertained but also inspired audiences and fellow actors alike. His dedication to the arts and his ability to bring characters to life in a relatable way left a lasting impression on the entertainment industry. The story of Stanley Baker reminds us that with creativity and steadfast effort, one can leave a meaningful and lasting legacy in any field they choose. Stanley Baker was known for his strong principles in the film industry. He worked closely with directors Cy Enfield and Joseph Luzzi, who trusted him completely. They never needed a written contract with Baker. His promise and a handshake were enough to seal any deal. His reputation for honesty and integrity was well known among his peers. Baker also shared a good relationship with fellow actors Robert Mitchum, Edward G. Robinson, and Alan Ladd, who all held him in high regard. In his early career, he honed his acting skills at the Birmingham Repertory Company alongside notable actors Paul Scofield and Dennis Quilley, which laid the foundation for his successful acting career. Stanley Baker's life was marked by his passion for acting and a battle with smoking. He smoked heavily until health issues in the early 1970s made him quit. His career turned around when he played Mr. Harrison in Captain Horatio Hornblower, and from then on, he was always busy with new roles. His standout performance came in 1964 when he starred in Zulu. Before he passed away, he was preparing for a challenging role in a new film where he would play opposite Michael Caine, who was to portray a detective. Stanley Baker's portrayal of Attalus in the film Alexander the Great was notable, though his death scene did not make it to the final cut. While he was a prominent figure in British cinema, he also took on smaller roles in American films, such as The Guns of Navarone and The Angry Hills. His fame peaked between the late 1950s and mid-1960s, becoming one of Britain's leading film stars. However, as the 1960s came to a close, his presence in the public eye began to diminish. Stanley Baker was known for his strong presence in British crime movies, often playing roles in dark and gritty films. His work included a range of crime stories from early black and white film noir to the more modern neo-noir. He was not just an actor, but also a producer, and his company was set to begin shooting a film called When the Lion Kills in South Africa as early as February 1966. His roots were important to him, and this was recognized when he received the freedom of his hometown, Ferndale. The town honored him in 1970 with a ceremony where they placed a plaque on his birthplace, marking his achievements and connection to the area. Stanley Baker's roles on screen have left a strong impression on many. His performances brought characters to life in a way that many remember fondly. If you have memories or thoughts about his films, please share them in the comments. Your insights help keep his memory alive and guide us in creating more videos that you enjoy. If you like our content, show your support by hitting the like button, sharing with friends, and subscribing for more discussions about the stars who have shaped the world of film and entertainment.